Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It's Rolly. So my Valentine is traveling right now. He had a client, so he's dealing with his client, and so he'll be back shortly. But yeah, so that's my Valentine's. So how is everyone else's Valentine? And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. Let me know that you're catching the replay. So I have come on today to be able to share some cards. So for anybody who's new that have never participated in my weekly Oracle card pulls, is that I do this typically at 11:10. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Mary. Around 11:10 on Sunday mornings. And so, and each week I pull 3 group cards. So there are 3 cards that are pulled for the entire collective of anybody who is watching. Happy Valentine's Day, Lori, and good morning to you too, Kai. And so today's deck I have not used in doing these is Everyday Witch Oracle. So I've got her Everyday Witch Oracle Tarot that I've had for a few years. Good morning, Cindy. And so, and I use them from time to time, but like you can see that they're still pretty flashy and pretty new. So, but I decided that these are the cards that I'm going to use today is the Everyday Witch Oracle. And so the author is Deborah Blake. And so I really like her tarot deck. And so this is the deck. And so I have this one, and then I have her normal one, and then Brooke found me. This one here is like this little tiny mini tarot deck. So it's the same deck, but it's just like in a mini. So like the cards are like super little in the Oracle cards. So I mean in the tarot cards. So I just thought that's kind of cool. So today I'm going to use these cards. Making shepherd's pie. That's what we're going to be for our Valentine's Day dinner. What are you guys doing for Valentine's? Normally we would go to Ali's or to, oh my goodness. Apparently, I've got lots of cards flying. To Ali's or go to, I can't even think because it's been so long since we've been allowed out. I can't think. But anyway, to one of our local restaurants to have our dinner. But instead, we are, oh my gosh, we have 3 cards that are already pulled for our group cards. So lots of messages for our first group card. But yeah, so like lots of, it's going to be nice that we are finally able to be opened again and that we can do some things. So our first one, for our group cards, so we have 4 group cards so far for our first card. We had Ali's last night, so delicious lobster in the works. I am so fussy that I need to make sure I can't just do the takeout. So that's the part that I've had a challenge with. So I so want their steak, but by the time that we would actually get it home so that we could eat it, and it would be like yuck. So I need to eat it as soon as it's coming out of the kitchen. So so I'm really looking forward to being able to go out to Ali's. So gratitude and thanks is our first group card. And then the other one is meditation to dig deep. So those are our first 2. And then, but this is all classed as our first one because we've had all these jumpers. So ground and center. So a lot of stuff around meditating. And joy and delight. So these are our group messages for our first week. So I will come back to them at the end with the other 2 cards. I really wish that I could do the takeout, Lori, because I know that it would be delicious. And if I could sit and eat it in the parking lot, I probably would be okay. And I guess we probably could do that, but it kind of takes away the romance of of having our romantic dinner. So I'm gonna pull Ellen's card. They are very fun. So lots of like digging deep, a lot of getting grounded and into that meditation. So kind of interesting. So Ellen, you have a jumper. So your first one is fire magic. So light a candle or sit by a fire. And one of the things that I really like in terms of the fire magic is the things that we actually see when we actually kind of glaze into the fire. So there's lots of messages that actually come. Oh, wow, you've got two magic ones. So you've got air magic and fire magic. So one of the things that I always say about fire and air, because I'm both of those, is that it either fuels the fire or it actually blows out the fire. So you get to choose which way that you're actually going to use that magic. And so are you going to fuel it or are you going to put it out? So that's your message, Adrian. So Maddie is next. So anytime that we do takeout, it consists of burgers and fries because they don't usually, I may not necessarily eat all the fries by the time we get them home, but like that's the extent of my eating out is burgers and fries. Sometimes wings, pizza, but other than that, it's like I need it fresh from the kitchen into my plate. So, okay, so learn from life. So learn from life. It's hard to read these ones backwards because of the cursive writing. So learn from life, and it's not officially cursive, but close enough. So Miss Maddie, that is your message. And so you've got the cat that's actually playing in the background on this side, right? He's trying to catch that butterfly. No, it looks like a butterfly from back in, but it's actually a bird. But he's got all of his books opened. So learn from those messages. Learn from the things that have been in the past. Sabrina, you're next. And I think it's, I know that things are starting to grow. My sinuses are starting to act up again. Oh, and there's the kitty. She goes home tomorrow because we get to open up the doors on Tuesday. So the cats go back home tomorrow. So this is going to be their last night here. We're here most of our time, so it was a way of us being able to like give them some love, but now they have to go back home. So, Sabrina, meditation for creativity. So that's your message, Sabrina. So meditation for creativity, and you can actually see the animals are doing their creative paw prints. He's using fire. So just really cool things to be able to tap into. So tap into that creativity. And Setta Smith, have a jumper. Ooh, nice. Plant the seeds. So plant the seeds so that you can actually get things moving. And we've just, even though we're still, it's a few days away, but we've had a new moon in Aquarius on Thursday. And this one here is air magic, which we are in Aquarius, which is air. But pay attention to some of the birds that you're actually seeing. So what are some of the messages that the birds are bringing you? So pay attention to the type of bird if you can, the color of the bird. That might be helpful for you to be able to get some more clarity on the messages that you are seeking this week. So Lori, Blair, you're next. Oh, nice. Affirmation from a healing heart. Oh, affirmation for healing heart. So just being able to give yourself a little bit of love and finding those affirmations that make you feel good and using those this week of which ones is it that touches your heart. And those are your affirmations this week. So that helps, Lori. So one of the things that until tomorrow at 2, tomorrow at 2:22 actually, women's conference. I just drew a blank. It's like, what was I doing? The women's conference is on sale for $222. We had a sponsor that donated some money to be able to allow a certain number of women to be able to attend. And so instead of doing it so that it was only certain women that were attending, we actually reduced the price for the weekend to be able to allow that. So it's $222 for the women's conference. It's an entire weekend happening in 3 weeks. And we've had a few interviews with all the different women, not all of them, but some women that are participating in behind the scenes. And so I have a couple more today and a few more tomorrow, and then throughout the rest of the week. Registrations are closing on the 18th, and so then we will get the swag boxes mailed out so that everybody has them before the weekend of March 6th. And so we're really looking forward to that. So it's the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and it's an entire weekend. Good morning, Lonnie. And so we're pretty excited about it. So this here is your first message, Jill. So give into passion. So find those things that you're super passionate about and live that dream. So give into that passion, and it takes inspiration and courage. So you've got those inspirations. You just need to feed into them and tap into those messages. So Tracy with an I. But I know the budding is starting to happen. So some allergy stuff, even though it's still kind of cool, I'm sure that allergy season is starting to kick in for me, because I woke up with my sinuses like super clogged again. I've had a really rough go with the sinuses in the last year. It's been crazy. I've never had this much issues with my sinuses. But I've also been inside a lot more than normal. Like, not that I go out a lot in the wintertime, but even in the fall and in the summer, I wasn't out as much as I normally am. So I'm sure that indoor energy is probably definitely playing some havoc on my sinuses and allergies. And then it just seems like it's been constant. And I've talked to other people who's had the same issues this week or this year. So it's actually kind of interesting. So Tracy, you have this one as well. So give into passions and seasonal harvest. So it's time to be able to start focusing on what is it that you have put into this winter season. So this winter season is getting close to coming to an end. I know that we still have like a few weeks to go, but it's still starting to come to an end. And so start to harvest the things that you have been able to acquire over this winter season. So, and Penny, you have a jumper. Ooh, nice. Wintertime is the perfect time for that. So hibernation and rejuvenation. And that's one of the things that I did this weekend. Yesterday, I was planning on doing a few things, and I didn't. So I Netflixed, and I didn't have a nap because that was one of the things that I was kind of thinking that I should do, but I didn't. But I had a nap, and I read a book, and I just kind of lounged around, and I stayed in my PJs all day. So that was my Saturday. Learn from life. Today I got dressed, had a shower first and then got dressed. So learn from that life and hibernation and regeneration. So that is your message this week. Tracy with an I mean Penny. Penny. I should start scratching off so that I did say that it was pennies, but then when I looked back down, I looked back at Tracy's name instead of Penny. So I'll scratch them back off again. How are you doing, Lonnie? Haven't talked to you in a dog's age. Melisa. Ooh, beautiful. Imagine and envision. So just being able to imagine and envision. I don't know how come it's not getting very focused. So normally it would be a lot more focused than that, but apparently not today. And Cindy. And the reason why I said that was beautiful is that Melisa has been doing a lot of self-reflecting, and those are the messages that she's been getting. So just so in sync with the things that she's been getting in terms of that. So Cindy, you're next. Cindy, you have this one as well. Plant the seeds. So kind of get ready for what it is that's coming, and imagine and envision. Imagine, I just finished saying that one, but I can't read it backwards. So imagine and envision. So that's your message, Cindy. Messages for this week. So I'm going to pull Michelle's card, and then I'm going to pull our second group card, even though our first group card consisted of 4 messages. It's been too long. I must get out. I don't know where the stones went. Which stones? I don't know which stones you're talking about. And we still have your divinity box from January. Or December, I guess. It's time to start plants for the garden. It is, and for the next season. So getting things ready so that it can actually start happening. So Michelle, you have earth magic. It is very fitting, isn't it? Earth magic is your first message, and then you've got inspiration and courage. So inspiration and courage with that earth magic. So really kind of tap into what Mother Earth is trying to tell you. And there seems to be a lot of messages around that kind of getting back into the swing of things with spring around the corner. So even though we're not quite in spring, those are the messages that seem to be coming up, is that it's that time for change. It's that time for shifting. Our days are starting to get longer. And even though it's still cold, it's starting to get longer. Oh, your kidney stones. I'm like, stones? What stones? So hopefully that means that you're feeling better. Oh my gosh. Tracy, you have Tracy F. Miss Trey, oh my gosh. You've got like a whole pile of cards that are flipping out all over the place. And you're turning my deck upside down, Miss Trey. So prosperity and abundance is your first message. So prosperity and abundance. And then you've got meditation for clarity. And you've got meditation for peace and serenity. Lots of meditation. And tears of joy and sadness. So feeling both the waves. So those are your messages, Miss Trey. And I miss you terribly. And I can't wait till we can see each other once again. So maybe we'll try and make a plan for the weekend. That would be nice. Since the lockdown is not lifted until Tuesday, but Tuesday we hopefully get to connect. So, Miss Kathy, ooh, nice. Affirmations for positive change. And I like how she's got her one hand on her hip, and I know that she's got her other one kind of looking forward, but it's we were doing an exercise sometime this week, and the facilitator actually reminded us to do, actually, I think that was last weekend, but I think that was at, I don't even remember now. I think that was at Emily's retreat, but they, I think that's where the facilitator was, but I've been doing a few different things. And so, but it's like that standing in that your superhuman pose, or your superman or superwoman pose. And so it's that standing on your hands with your hips and just being able to be quite confident of whatever it is that's going on. And it's actually so powerful. It's such a powerful thing to do. as silly as it might look sometimes, it really is that super powerful thing. And so it was a great reminder because it's not something that I've done lately. We kind of start things and then we kind of slip away from things, and being able to get those reminders of the different things that are actually going on. So it's really interesting. So Vicky, you have some jumping cards. So affirmation for acceptance. So she's reading a book on fate. So affirmation for acceptance, change, and progress. So you get to shift, right? So you are steering that ship. You get to change the direction of wherever it is that you want to go. So it might feel like you're stuck, but you get to shift the way that it's actually going. And it's time to make a move. It's time to take action. So time to take action on the things that you have going on. So Vicky, that is your message. Shauna, you are next. I said I was going to pull our next group card, but I'm going to pull it after Shauna. I got distracted with my conversation. Me? Distracted? Really? I don't know where that would come from. Like my son said, where do you think I get my ADHD traits from, Mom? So listening to wisdom. So that is your message, is listening to wisdom. So just closing your eyes and just having that moment of reflection, Shauna, just to be able to get that clarity of whatever it is. And one of the reasons why closing your eyes is so effective is that it just gives you that ability to be able to drown things out. Whereas if you have your eyes open, then your eyes tend to wander around and you're missing the messages that are coming forward. So it's not because you, and so if you don't close your eyes, because I do know that there are some people that are like, I can't close my eyes when I meditate because it causes too much anxiety, and that's okay. The closing the eyes allows you to be able to just kind of tune in within and not get distracted. So if you can't close your eyes, then the suggestion is to look down, gaze down at something so that you're not focusing on anything else that's actually going around. And so our other group card is inspiration and courage. And we also got a jumper on that one. So it's transformation and change. That's beautiful. So transformation and change and inspiration and courage. So those are our next group cards. So far we have 6 group cards this week. Lots of strong messages have come forward this week. And Laurie Gervais, you are next. So the shop gets to open back up again. So Pam's going to be coming back part-time on Tuesday. Don't know what the hours are going to be for her yet. We haven't discussed that far, but it's still going to be, the shop is still going to be by appointment only. So that way there we can try and maintain regulations for to be able to adhere to the people who have appointments with the different practitioners in the different rooms, so that we can just make sure that we are maintaining that space. So for next week, for sure, we're going to be doing by appointment only, and Pam is then going to be available. So, our shipment that we had ordered last week normally comes in within 1 to 2 days, depends on what time that they actually picked up. And so they picked it up Monday evening late. So I think around 6 or whatever. So then that meant that we wouldn't get it until Wednesday. Wednesday came and went, and our order is still missing. So I'm really not happy. Really, really not happy. And when I called on Thursday to say, where's our package? They said, oh, they just missed it because apparently our box number was showing. And I'm like, they've delivered here before. So unless it's a new driver, like they should know where we are. And and then when I called back again on Friday, they're like, no, we didn't have, they're like, well, no, it's actually backed up because of, an overabundance. And it's like, okay, then why wouldn't the other person say that? So we're still missing our package. So we sent a message to our provider and said, hey, what's going on? So they are looking into it with their reps. So hopefully we can get our package Tuesday, because obviously we can't get it tomorrow, but I'm really not happy. Really, really not happy. So accept love. So that is your first message. How fitting for today. And then learn from life. So learn from life and accept love. And self-love is the message that's coming up for me, is that really give yourself that loving, kind self of the things that are actually going on. So that is the message for you, Lori. So, and if I hadn't, going back to my order, if I hadn't, didn't have 4 different people who had placed an order with the things that we had ordered, because normally if it's in stock, we get it right away. It's not an issue, but but now there's that delay. So it's like really frustrating. So if it was just an order that we were waiting for, not the end of the world, but people have actually ordered these things. And so I want my order yesterday. Lonnie, you are next. But it will be here Tuesday is my hope. So I'm just going to keep putting it out there that it will be here on Tuesday. Lonnie. Ooh, plant the seeds. So get planting, Lonnie. It's time for you to get those seeds planted. So Mary Ann, you are next. So we have lots of beautiful messages. I don't know why I don't use this deck more often. Probably because I have too many decks to choose from. So I had a card reading with somebody earlier this week, and they're like, how do you choose? And I really honestly just intuitively go and choose whatever deck. I don't logically think about what deck it is. I literally just go over and say, okay, well, what deck do I need to go to? And then it's like, okay, it's going to be this one. And so not for any particular reason. It's just whatever random. And so, so like I said, I don't know why not this one, but today it was like, no, look in the back. And I'm like, okay, because those ones are in the back row. So not that I don't ever pick any from the back row, but it's just kind of interesting how which ones come up. Oh my gosh, Marianne. You have, ooh, you've got this one too. So accept love. Accept love. And then prayers and wishes. And hibernation and rejuvenation. So time to heal. Time to take a step back and just rest. So that's your message for this week. Marianne. Diana Bename, you're next. So I'm going to pull your cards next. Ooh, beautiful. Healing waters. So going down, and I know that the water is frozen, and I know that you still do your walk and everything, but just connecting with water is the message for you this week. Bailey. Affirmation for positive change. Affirmation for positive change. So that is your message. So really connecting with those affirmations that help you move forward. So sometimes affirmations are just about that self-love. Sometimes the affirmations are about being able to just be okay with where things are at right now. But this one here is about movement. So being able to find affirmations that allow you to move forward and that resonate for you. So that's your message. So Kai, you're next. Ooh, nice. Listening to wisdom. So again, closing your eyes and just focusing on that and cleansing your body and spirit. So just being able to, one of the things that I like doing with the cleansing the body and spirit is by having a salt bath. So whether it's Epsom salts or sea salts, whatever it is that you want to use, if you put if you want to put herbs or if you want to put essential oils in it, then that's fine too, but it's not necessary. And just being able to soak in the tub, and then with the intention of releasing and cleansing. And so that's the whole purpose of it, is that cleansing and clearing, and then staying in the tub while the water's draining with the intention of watching it swirl away. Another way, and I'm not much on showers, so that's not something that I do, but somebody else shares being able to stand in the shower with the intention of allowing things to just kind of flow off them. So I'm not sure if that's helpful for you, Kai, but that's your message for this week. So Francine, seasonal harvest. So you've got that seasonal harvest as well. You're welcome, Kai. And you also have earth magic. So being able to get grounded and connected with the earth. And then you've got prayers and wishes. So making those wishes and saying these are the things that you want to tap into. So that's your messages from us in. Shelly, you're next. So Shelly is next. So Shelly, your message for today is meditation for peace and serenity. So that is your message. So that peace and serenity. And Tracy O'Brien. So we've got Tracy and Richard, Emily, and Mary. And if you're catching this from a group that I have shared, you need to make sure that you are clicking on the actual video. Otherwise, I will not see your messages until after I am done. But that's who I have left. So Tracy, Richard, Am, and Mary. And then if somebody else is on that has not received a message that would like one, then please let me know. And then I will pull our final group card. And then I will share all of them again. So connect with Gaia, Tracy. So connect with Gaia. So you can actually see where she's actually growing roots into, and they're actually going in and tying around with the tree's roots, right? So I'm not sure if you can actually see that coming right from the floor, or from the ground. You know, that floor. I'm indoors a lot, so it's the floor. So I ground from the floor. So Richard, your message is listening to wisdom. So again, just closing your eyes just to be able to just hear what are the messages that are actually coming forward. And so whether those are angels, or they are fairies, or they are just the wind, or they are spirits, whatever it is that means for you, is there's messages that are out there that they are trying to tell you something, Richard. So just listen. So Amelie, Miss Am, you are next. So we've got Am. Oh, you got this one too. Meditation for peace and serenity. So that is your message, Am. And last but not least is Mary. And then you're welcome, Kai. And so my cats are returning home, Mary. Give into the passion. So give into the passion, and you also have meditation for creativity. So those are your two messages. So hopefully that makes sense for you. But I love your kitchen, by the way. You did a fabulous job. And so I'm going to pull our final group card. And for everybody who has listened to the end, whether right now or on replay, is that you will also have the opportunity to book in a session, and that you need to use the word Valentine, and you will get it for free. So you get to choose a reading, and I will actually put the link for the reading inside the comments. But the code is not going to be shared in writing, so you guys will have to. So Valentine, so VALENTINE. So that is the code. So Water Magic is our final group card. So we've got lots of messages this week. So lots and lots of messages. Beautiful, Mary. So the first one is, well, technically it's the last one, so Water Magic. And then this one here is Transformation and Change. So Water Magic, Transformation and Change. And then we've got Inspiration and Courage. And we have Joy and Delight. And we have Ground and Center. And we have Meditation to dig deep. And we have Gratitude and Thanks. So gratitude and thanks is always something that is especially important of being able to get whatever it is that you want to have done. So so again, anybody who's still watching or has caught the replay and watched to the end, use Valentine to be able to get a free reading, and we can actually go more in depth. So I just kind of go just a little bit into this, and but I will be able to do a more in-depth with you if you want to book in a session. So I will chat with all of you guys later, and have a fabulous day. Bye for now.